everyone. Welcome to Systems Within Systems. You can reach me at systemswithinsystems.com. I'm Sifu Hill, and that will connect you with YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, all that stuff that we're getting out there. I'll probably be calling Victor out on a little demonstration so you can see how the 7-count punching actually is put into a little bit of action. I thought the ball would be a good way for you to see it. So when we talk about why you don't move your shoulders, all right, so in combat, now I'm not talking about fighting in a ring, I'm talking about combat. Fighting in a ring is a little bit different than doing combat, because combat is basically people are not running from you, they're not dodging, they're not doing those things. Usually in a combat situation or in a situation where you're dealing with your life on the line, they're coming at you. Very few people are moving away from you. Especially most of the combat happens within the first couple of seconds of the round. In some of the fights that I've been in real life, you would see a person get hit in the head, and very rarely that hit was effective, and the hand wouldn't even really leave the person's head or body before they grabbed each other and they were wrestling to the ground. So some of the things you want to avoid with that, you also will talk about in future videos, how to develop more power in your punching and in your hits, okay? So they could be fast and powerful, and over the years you get better at that. We'll talk about that down the line. Here, what you want to do is when you're fighting and you're holding your stance, if I'm pitching my shoulder back and I'm punching here, and we'll do a reverse punch, you see how my shoulders are staying here. So my range of motion has to be where that person's hitting. If that person's moving in on me, I'm coming back. If I'm moving forward, I'm coming in, but my shoulders aren't doing this. This becomes a push. It also takes the power away from your punch. You know, even if you're a bigger guy, like that story I told you, just a little guy he hits, he pushed him away and he got up and he just, took care of business with a knife. So you want your hits to be here. You want them to be powerful and strong and bring everything in. So it takes a little practice. That's where the 7-count punching really starts to come in and teach you how that stance works. And you could use, just even if I did the back fist here, or if I did a straight punch here, it's all coming here. Now, it also doesn't give things away a little bit. It kind of masks things a little bit. And we could talk about trigger points. So at this point here, if I'm punching this way, say reverse punch, and I come to do a reverse punch with this hand, I don't do this. I'm not coming this way, right? Well, from here, I punch, and then this turns my shoulder, and I punch. So now, if I'm punching at a target, I'm coming at a target, and I'm standing, right? My first punch, I don't do this, you see? And when I turn my other body to punch with the other hand, I don't do this. I'm not rocking my punches. They're coming right to the target, understanding the range of my target. We'll talk about range of developing a mat down the line, and I'm punching. So now from my point, from my elbow, punching, I turn a little bit and punch. So it goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. If I'm going to punch, straight punch, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. If I'm going to do the back fist, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so on this style of punching, it's very, very effective. If a person is moving at you, a person's moving at me, I stop, punch, right? Punch. I'm not turning. That is one of the difficult things to practice in the 7-count punching. And just another option, if I could borrow Vic for a moment. So, you see that part, if Vic is standing with his hands up. Are you in the shot? Yeah, okay. Vic is standing with his hands up. Say, at this point here, you got these motions here with your back fist. What this is showing me, if I take this same motion now, his hand's here and his hand's leading here. Now he has his hand where we first had it too close to his face. So I can actually use that to throw it into his face, and I would. But here we're going to go around it and show the back fist in a different way. So you see this motion here, when we're coming here, I'm doing this here, and we're doing this here. If I take this and I move it here, you see how that works? So again, I'm moving in. If I cut from here, in, then here, and then in. So you see my shoulder is coming from here. I didn't do this. So this motion is what I call blocking going in. When an individual is standing in front of you, they're telling you what they're doing, where their vulnerability is, where they're open, or how you could create openings. And there's fakes and stuff that come down the line. Anybody who's fighters out there knows what I'm talking about. So if he's standing here, and I'm coming this way, instead of down here, I'm coming here. You see how that comes out? Right? From point A to point B, boom. Then from here, even if he's holding it stiff, boom, it comes in. Then I could come in with lock and come out with other hits. Thanks, Vic. So you get to see how that actually starts to work and how it all comes back to the 7-count punching. Those basics are very important to get used to that. And then you can hang a ball up and start practicing with that to get the ideas. And then maybe we'll go into some more technique about blocking going in and some more philosophy on combat philosophy dealing with that. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Grow, Learn, Teach.